Do this or not? Which is what I think a lot of it boils down to. Do you actually want to do this or not? Do you actually want to do this or not? Because if you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing. And if you don't really want to do it, what's going to stop you? Just about anything that comes up. Just about any obstacle that gets in your way becomes an excuse. It becomes a reason. It becomes a rationale for not proceeding down that path.
The 1%ers don't care about what nobody else thinks. They're not concerned about what other people, they're not trying to impress nobody else. The 1%ers, all their energy goes into being who they are. That's it.
So if you lack the discipline to exercise and eat healthy, you will end up being a slave to disease. If you lack the discipline to work hard, save your money, you will end up a slave to finances.
You don't need to be going to the gym. You don't want it enough. When you're sick and tired of looking and feeling like shit, you'll show up, motherfucker. I'll see you there. Because you're gonna look in the mirror and you're gonna be like, fuck that. You're gonna want to be in the gym.
Whenever you think you can't, the confidence comes from the thing that you built. You must build belief. You must build confidence.
For me, always taking action, making something happen. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be some mammoth, triumph that you're gonna go and pursue. But if you say, hey, listen, this is what happened, didn't go the way we wanted it to, we're gonna get our gear back on, we're gonna go back out. We're gonna do this other mission.
Uniquely you. I think a lot of times folks, especially young folks who I tend to empathize with and speak to more often, they're not comfortable because they're going along with the society that's around them and they're trying to fit in the framework of what everyone around them or on whatever social media they're on says that they should be, how they should look, how they should conduct themselves. And you can't be comfortable with yourself if you don't know who yourself is. And you can't know who yourself is if you don't stop looking at how everybody around you is and start looking at what makes you comfortable and what makes you uniquely you. There's roughly close to, I guess, about 8 billion people on this planet, but there's only one you. Would you stand out in a crowd? Not in a bad way. What makes you you doesn't need to be something that's immoral or obnoxious or uncomfortable, but just uniquely you.
Start saying, okay, E, you gotta discipline yourself. And this is for me, this ain't for everybody. I start getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, yo, you're gonna have to get up a little bit earlier because you didn't finish school. You didn't take care of your business. So you can't get up the same time another man who gets up, who handle his business. So you need to get up at 3 if you're gonna catch the greats. You gotta get up at 3, you gotta go to bed earlier. There are people who want stuff, but you kinda want it. Or you want it bad, but you don't want it as bad as you wanna breathe. So to me, obsession is wanting something so bad that, I go to bed with it, I wake up to it, I make whatever sacrifice, I grind. It's like I can't live without it. And so there are people who fantasize, romanticize about stuff, but they're not obsessed with it.
Okay, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to forgo? Because a lot of people, like this guy came in one time, I was a trainer, and he goes, man, I can stop doing anything but my frappuccinos. I go, fucking leave.
I wish it didn't feel like there was so much at stake, but it kind of does. The last 6 to 12 months, my brain hasn't been where I've wanted it to be. If the way that you feel or the way that you think isn't on par with what you expect it to be, a lot of the time you think, oh, it's in my head. How much of this is just the story I'm telling myself about the way that I'm thinking? And that's really going to get stress tested this week, twice. I'd be lying if I said I felt on top of the world. I don't. Really, really slippery brain, short-term memory doesn't seem to be working very well.
3 o'clock in the doggone morning. I'm doing it every day at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm telling y'all, The breakthrough, I'm gonna break these boys. Why? Because where they come from, they couldn't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning if they wanted to. They smarter than me. They come from privilege. They got the language, they got the code, they got the rules, they grew up in it, but they will not get up earlier than me. They will not put out more content than me.
How many times do you have to hear, if nothing changes, nothing changes? Right? We all have heard this. I don't even know where it comes from. I probably heard that first when I was 10 years old. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And yet somehow we expect things to change. We expect things to change. You think you're gonna get in better shape. You think you're gonna get more money. You think your relationship is gonna improve. You think you're gonna get promoted.
My wardrobe. I spent a lot of years in Alaska, a lot of years riding in Alaska, and then riding, you know, in Wyoming and Colorado and other places. And over the years, I've developed me, what works for me, what I like, what I'm comfortable with, whether it be my wardrobe, whether it be the beard, whether it be the hair, whether it be the rifles and the handguns that I carry when I'm hunting and out in the woods. Whatever it is, it's me. And I don't ask, what is everybody around me doing? And so that's what I need to do. When I went and got the job in Colorado.
If you can barely decide to take any action at all and peel your eyes away from your phone for just a moment, it's so much easier to beat everyone else because most people are overweight, they're distracted, they're poor, they have so few skills because it has never been easier to start a business, to make money, to get in shape. It's just also never been easier to do nothing.
It's real. And there's no excuses. There's no fucking days off. There's no, not willing to grind and, everybody's against me and this didn't happen for me because of this and that and all this whining and pussy ass bullshit that a lot of people do these days. It's these people who dive in and they're hardcore and they're focused and they know what they want, they know who they are, and they lay out these short-term goals and this roadmap on how to get there. Most of those people make it.
Person wins? Nah, not really. It's the person who can work on the days they're not inspired and motivated. It's what do you do when you're not feeling great? What do you do when it's not your best day? How do you do that? It carries you through as rituals and habits. So when you're fatigued, when you're tired, when you're under pressure, you react reflexively. And so successful people rely on habits and rituals, not just their inspiration and motivation level.
Every day is a battle. Every day is a battle because your mind wants to choose the path of least resistance. Every day. But you don't become better by ever doing that. You become normal. And I don't want to be normal. So it may not be a life for everybody, but I find a lot of peace in not being normal in my life.